Okay, so let me just log in. Now, once you log in, we will first look at the main pictures, then we will come down to the detailed ones. Yeah, so I want to show you that you can create many projects, but the one that I'm going to use right now is for THW, thesis writing. So in thesis writing, for those who are just joining me, you can see that in the edit mode, okay, let's say I click here and I click this. You see there are many types of functions which we call app group. So the app group, say for example, thesis writing app group, you see so many apps here, you know. Each one is specifically doing something. For example, this one is thesis title. This one is candidate info. This one is research questions. This one is to get your aims, hypothesis test, literature review, research strategy, research method. Each one, appendix, reference, sample size, each one does one particular function. So if you click on this, some of these applets can only appear once because it allows only one for control, for reasons of control. Like for example, if you have two research questions, a thesis statement, then how to continue? Cannot. So you only allow one. But something like the text editor. So let's say I put the text editor. So you see the text editor comes in here. Now close. And now if you click on this, it will invoke the functions of the text editor. Can you hear me clear?
Yes.
Anyone, Richard, can you answer me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So in that way, like that, using all these applets, one by one, you can synthesize your project as you go along. So here, for example, candidate info, fact finding, like some people, they don't know what research I should do. Then you would use fact finding. Then you create the thesis title, the thesis statement. Then we have reference, review, and research question. These three is very, very important. So then from here, you can have your proposal, for example. And then your research question, you have a research strategy, and then you do all your tests, quantitative tests and qualitative tests. Both are available. Non-parametric tests also available. Then from here, we can get the research findings, research conclusion. So essentially, the whole series of work is captured and can be done here, including, for example, your recommendation, contribution, future work, discussion, abstract. And not only that, from all of these, from your dossier, okay, your proposal is when you just starting out, you write the proposal. When you're accepted, then you move on to the actual research and everything. And finally, you come to the completed thesis, which is your dossier. Now, from the dossier, you can extract parts of it to create text documents, as you can see here. And from the text documents, you can publish paper. Okay, so this is the overview, bird's eye view, okay, of what you can get through Asterite. Okay, so now let's look at the important aspects. And many people struggle with reference. Although I can start with this, but looking at the time factor, we will look at the more important things and then come back to other things which you can then fill in. So let's see, for example, reference. What and how to manage your reference. So here we have, this is now the applet on the top left. You can see is a reference applet and the project is THW. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just one person can respond to me, so I know it's all going on right. So on the top here is THW. This is the project, and this is the applet. Okay, so I'm now in the reference applet. So when I click on the reference applet, I will get this page, introduction page, which tells me like what I'm doing and some controls of what this app is. But let's go to the research string, a search string. So in the search string, this is a very powerful Boolean search based on some students' requests, which I added. So initially, for example, you can go and insert using this blue document. Using the blue document, you insert and later you can edit. So here, for example, I click on the edit, just a quick idea. And in here, you can see there is a topic. If you click on this green button, it will give you other things like issue and scope. But if you want to add new lines, you click on this little yellow icon. Okay, you can click on this little yellow icon and it will add it to the bottom here, in the bottom of empowerment. But for now, let's say we are looking at women empowerment. So you type in women on the first line and empowerment on the second line, then you save it, and when you close and it comes out like this. Now here you see this bottom left icon is Google Scholar. On the right is Microsoft Academic. Personally, I prefer to use Google Scholar most of the time. Easy interface, easy to use. So once you have put here women empowerment, click the orange button and click this Google Scholar. And you can see how powerful it takes you straight into women empowerment. But of course, you can see there are more than 2 million records. You cannot be searching through this. So you go back to your applet and you add other details. So I go to the edit mode and now women empowerment in Malaysia, and the issue is microfinance. So I add microfinance, and this must be in the title and microfinance must be in the text, in text. Now how we do this? For example, you can add another one. Let's say now this is scope. So you save, very easy. Once you get to know it, the whole system is very easy. And then I click on the yellow button and the scope, let's say, like just for fun, let's say it should be Ghana. Okay, so the scope must be in the Ghana. So I click save, and you see it has modified the Boolean search. Now close, and if I now go and click on this, you see 75 results, because of course it tries to fit as much as possible with something that is related to Ghana. Maybe as long as they mention in the text or something similar. So this is up to Google. You can see, for example, here, this is a good one. You can see the word Ghana here and Ghana here. This one also has Ghana. So maybe it is looking according to the precedence. Okay. So you can see, yeah, here also you can see Ghana. So you can begin to see that many of it is related to Ghana. Maybe you read inside, you see here, Ghanaian microcredit access, Ghana. You see here, this one also got Ghana. So I presume that now you have reduced it to 75 records. How fast? Because even 75 is still too much. So you go and you can simply, you just have to click on the duplicate. This one is duplicate. So when you duplicate, you will get the same thing, and then you continue to add more criteria. So for instance, here I added more criteria and I added more criteria until, for example, here, this one is entitled Women Empowerment, exclude Malaysia, you see, minus Malaysia, microfinance, exclude India, Pakistan, and I want it to be ResearchGate. So you can just look at the edit version and you can see what is included and what is excluded. You see here, not. You select not. So not in Malaysia, and it must be not in India, but yes for Pakistan, and it must be ResearchGate. Why ResearchGate? Because ResearchGate gives a lot of PDF files. But then to be specific that you only want PDF, you type PDF. So it concatenates this line, and now if you search, I think you will get the idea very fast. So if you click this, look at that. It's only 5 records. Why 5? Because this is the most matching to what you want. And I can tell you how many minutes we spent to do this. If you do by yourself, how? Where you will save it, how you record it. Your supervisor asks, hey, how you get to this one? Then you cannot explain. But now, with this feature, we can record everything and come down here. And also, if you want to download this file, because ResearchGate is downloadable. So you simply have to go to the document. Okay, that's a document. And you download the document. You see how easy or not? So easy, you can search very specifically, very quickly. Can you do it without Esterite? Can. But I don't know, maybe you take 1 week just to come down to these 5. And you have no record. So now if I download this, I will download the PDF file. Okay. So yeah, let's try it. Okay. So I download the file here. All right. So I normally, this is one of my other students. So okay, I just put it here. So this is, okay, we take out all this hyphen is not very good for our purpose. So I just save it as J, whatever, J32P, whatever. So I will save it there. And what is it? Okay. Oh, it just opened here. Did it save yet? Yes, just see. D drive, search, J, this one. Okay, it's there. So now I can close this, and you can read through here if you like, and you can check whether is it really useful for you. So you see, it's quite interesting. Microfinance, financial inclusion, women empowerment in Bangladesh, similar to Pakistan, like that. So that criteria is done by Google. Okay, so we come out of this. So now we have already downloaded the file. We can even close this one. Okay, so now we downloaded the file. Next, suppose this method is not sufficient for you to search. I already have search sources. So in the search sources, we already have prepared for you what are most likely document or databases which you can use. So for example, you go to scholarly literature, you can look for scholarly literature and you can look so many. Then ResearchGate also got. Okay, so from here you can choose any access method, and we have already given you a list of areas which you can use. You see? Wiley, University of Malaya, Thesis Canada portal. So you can look at any one of these, and when you selected this, let's say like you selected ethos, okay, I'm not sure what it is. So the URL comes here, and if you find it good,
Prof, so in case maybe I am with a particular university and they say all the papers, scholastic articles I use for my literature review should come from Web of Science.
Okay.
Can you
Web of
Science?
Yeah, you can, but Web of Science is all of these might be Web of Science. Many of these will be according to the Web of, the journals may be in the Web of Science. So these are all individual bodies which give you the journals and articles, and within here many of these are actually Web of Science. They overlap. Okay, it's just like for example, Malaya, let's say University of Malaya, the journals will be from Web of Science, could be from many other databases, including, for example, what do you call Elsevier, all that.
Elsevier.
So
you can
add. Okay, let's say you want to if you find that you like something, you can add it here also. Okay. So you can continue to increase this, but right now, let's say I want from ethos. So from ethos, if you want to keep a record of it, you can click add. So when you click add, it will appear at the bottom here. So in future, you can go back to ethos. And suppose you want to search from ethos, you click ethos and it goes here and you can start searching. Now you see here, this is from the British Library, ethos. Now when you get to the document level, then you have to see whether it is indexed in Web of Science. But many of these are indexed in Web of Science. Web of Science is a very general view. Web of Science got all these Elsevier, Francis and Taylor, they are all inside there. Okay, so from here you continue to search for your article. So I won't waste time on that one, but here we can record all the important ones which you need to remember. So from here again, you locate the article you want, download it, and then we go to this select sources. Again, you may see that many journals, they want you to show how many, what are the databases that you look at. So here, for example, you look at Scopus, and then you cut down to 120 articles. Your good ones are, you don't go and show 1 million here. So from 120, then you added 50 articles, then it becomes 170. Then you excluded 50 old articles that are too old, and then you added another 100 from, you excluded some more, another 100, so you got 20, and so on. So how you do this? Very easy. Here is the text. Anything that is minus will be deducted, anything plus will be added. So again, this one, once you have start to subscribe, you can start using it, and you can see the benefit that automatically creates this, and you have a copy of this. Okay, now we come to the manage sources. So search string to find the document, search string, also find the document from preset databases and publications, journal publications, and then we have select sources to show that how many articles are you using right now. Now when we come to manage sources, so in the manage sources, you go here and you can simply add. When you add, you can choose, like for example, it's a journal article, save, and from this journal article, you can open side by side your, you can open the document, or for instance, you can then, where are we here? D drive, research, that was this article. Okay, so here you can find the details. Yes, this is all the new windows. Okay, right here, and here we are. All right, so okay, you have to put it in two screen. Okay, you put two screen. Normally, many people don't know, so you just drag and hit at the side, left side or right side, then you will go to the left or right. So now when you are here, I zoom in a bit, zoom out a bit. So the author, Saiful Islam. So you go to edit and you include add. So last name is Islam, Saiful Islam. So first name is Saiful. Okay, in fact you can put Saiful. Okay, Saiful Islam, and you save, and so now you close. If you have one author, more author, you add some more. So the author name is already there. And what year was it published? So this is 2014. You can see here 2014. Then title is microcredit based. Yeah, okay. It did put there, and the journal title was the title. Journal title. Journal of Asian Development Studies. Okay, so just type in Journal of Asian Development Studies. Okay, doesn't matter. And volume 3, issue 2. That's it. Pages. Okay, you search. Okay, you just search and put. I just put 1 to 4. And then now I update. Updated already. You see, automatically at the bottom it came out already. Now I want to attach the file. So I attach and I put here microcredit. Choose the file. So choose file. I must go to, don't worry, these are all my working files. E drive, research, and the file is this one. Of course, you have to remember the file and you save. Save successfully. So now that means I close. So the file has been uploaded and it will be available to you. Number 8 there. Microcredit, financial inclusion and women empowerment. Can you see? It's here. And if you click on this and click the I button, it will actually download the file for you and you can see the document. But right now we don't need to do. You can do in your version. Okay. So once you have done this, the next thing is, you see, automatically it creates the reference and how it will give you the citation like this. Now the citation style you can choose from the manage sources. Click on manage sources and in the edit you can see that APA, Chicago, whatever. So when you click that, you can see using different style, and if you use MLA, you see it's underlining some things, but mostly we are using APA. So here is, so the document has been brought in here. Now once the document has been brought in here, let's go to next step, literature review. So in the literature review, we have the excerpts collection here. You must insert the document that you want. For instance, here, you can, suppose, for example, you can create a new document. There we are. And it was, where was this? Islam, here, 23. So if you choose this one here, click on 23 and save. You see, where is it come here? Number 5. It came into number 5. So you close and you can now click on the plus button and at this one, you add a new excerpt. I want to find a new excerpt. So, wow, can you see? It automatically, outside. Automatically it pulls the document here. Amazing or not? So it brings the document here. And if you find, okay, you read through, just like any other thing, you read through, and then suppose you find that, okay, let's say there is something here. The term is used to refer to economic development of the assets. Okay, so you copy, Control-C, put it here, and then of course you can edit it a little bit. So there we are, and this is PDF, copy from PDF. So you can put here, this is page 3, and the remark is, let's say I want to put here definition of women empowerment. Okay, now we take out some of this apostrophe we don't want. Okay, and suppose this is talking about some kind of improvement and maybe commitment. Now, because I'm taking different articles randomly at every time, so it may not be exactly what you want, but get the idea. So now I click these 2 codes and these save. Now, when I click this, you see, it's already got 2 codes. And the beauty is you can always go back to it and you will get back your document, okay, page 3, and you can see where you got this, and so beautiful, so easy. Now I cancel, come out, and here in the mind map, this is where I add new codes. Okay, for instance, I find that I need a new code here, so I go here and insert the new code here. So when I insert the new code, the code will then appear in the excerpts collection. So like that, I have added a lot of codes here. Again, we can do this detail in one-to-one. Okay, and the next thing is when you come back and click on the code asterisk, automatically pulls up the excerpts. All those journals, articles we talk about statistical techniques, about designed experiments, about initiatives. You see, only one talk about initiative. So in this method, you can write, once you have this, you go to the editor. Again, I'm just going through a high speed. We can come back to this individually. So when you come here and you click here, you click on the blue icon to get a new topic. In fact, we can try that. We put a new one, and when I click on show excerpts, you see, it's given me the excerpts. So now I read the excerpts and I can type the review. And I have shown before that from here, you can actually copy some of this text. Okay, I copy this, I go here, and I can go to Quillbot. So now I'm in paraphrase. So I paste it here and together. So the first part is the excerpt. The second part is my remarks. And now when I paraphrase this, how likely? 10. Okay. So when I paraphrase this, okay, you can see that there is no resemblance of the previous text and the new text. You don't like it, you paraphrase again. You can keep on trying, especially with the premium version. So now, like, copy this text, and to my dear students, you can see that this one, I go here and paste. Now, I ask you, Richard, what is the chances that this paraphrase sentence will be having a plagiarism problem? What is the chances? Practically zero. Practically zero. So in this, now all you have to do, of course you can do it in the second one and the third excerpts, and you can keep on adding your comments. So when you are done, you simply click save, and I can assure you that this sentence that you did here just now is very, very low plagiarism. And if you do this across all the excerpts, your document is very likely less than 5% plagiarism. And not only that, okay, you see, you can go here, you can edit, and you can say that suppose this one came from Lancaster and Simoni. So you go here and look, I have here citations, and I want to say that this is from Lancaster and Simoni. So I look for Lancaster and Simoni here. So it puts the quotation, the citation here, and you can directly save it. How much easier can it be? Okay, there we are. So you have this citation here. Okay, so in this way, you can follow the mind map and you look at all the excerpts one by one. You can look at all the excerpts and you can click on it, and in the editor, you can see all the excerpts, and so you can write the review. So that is a quick introduction to literature review. Now, from the literature review, in the literature review, you can highlight those codes which represent your variables. Okay, so here in the mind map, back to the mind map. Okay, you can click on this, and you see here in the gap analysis, you can identify whether this excerpt, this code, statistical techniques, is it a gap or not? have people done the statistical techniques that you are going to do? So here we have current state and the proposed state. In the current state, you look at what has already been done. Where you look for? You look in the excerpt. Very easy. Just look in the excerpt column. Has it already been done? If yes, then no need to comment. If what you are doing is different from the current state, then you edit it in the proposed state. And the moment you edit it in the proposed state, you say, for example, this one, you can put the classroom level. So this one is national level, but you are doing at the classroom level. So then this information, what is it? Is it partial information, unknown information? So let's say I click unknown information and save it. So then Asteroid knows that this is a gap. Why? Because from the information in the excerpt, what you are doing has not been done by these authors. And because presumably you have done a good literature review of all the documents available to you, therefore you can conclude that what you are about to do has not been done before. How you know? From the excerpts in the literature review. So now once these gaps have been done, then you can identify it as whether it is IB or DB. And then when we go into the research question, we'll quickly go into the research question. So in the research question, you can see here. So let me go to edit, and I want to show you a new research question, a simple one. Okay, so I just inserted here, and now I go to edit. Blue means it will include again. So now I want to edit the new research question. So you see, it says select the topic. So I want to select that breakthrough or whatever. These are all the independent variables. And I want to select that breakthrough increases, and what increases got many words. So, okay, I choose again increases and I save it. So maybe let's put something better. Let's say, you can use many of these: project review, design experiments, let's say cycle time reduces, or I was looking for something. Okay, let's say like commitment. Commitment increases. So customer satisfaction, because you already identified this as the IB/DV. So this one is DV here, issue. So enhances, this is your DV, and the scope. What are you studying this, and where are you studying? So I'm studying this in the Mawa maternity. It's a Malaysian maternity. And you can include new lines. So say, for example, okay, you can change the sentence line. For example, management, commitment, and you can add these many texts. Management, commitment increases. What was this? Donor management. Let's say increases customer satisfaction. Okay, you can only choose from what you have already done in the literature review. So does this make sense? Management commitment increases customer satisfaction, and if you like, you put again in. Okay, in Mawa maternity. So you can see that we have a meaningful research question, and we can assign this to say that this is addressing my objective number 3. So you choose and you close. Of course, I didn't discuss objective here, but we can do that at another time. So then we look at the question rating. Is this a good question? Okay, you see, Asteroid pulls out that, yeah, commitment is a gap. Mawa maternity is a gap. Nobody studied this in this hospital. So it is a strong research question. So if your supervisor argued, hey, why you do this research question? You can say this is a strong research question. Actually, you will get like a password now. weak, moderate, strong. So this is a strong research question. We can proceed. Then we go to the test selection. Since we say increases, so we go to select applet, and you can see that increase, you have one sample, one independent sample, two independent sample, two or more independent sample, two dependent sample. So you can just simply choose, let's say, two dependent sample, and these are all the dependent tests I have. Either you can click here or you can click the drop down box. So you choose this, and so it knows that you need a paired t-test. So now if you save, then it shows you that this is the design, this is the test statistic, and we can then look at the test design. Here's the test design, all these details later, or you go and do by yourself. And what is the test method? Automatically pulled up. Richard, since you're the only one on the mic, can you see this, Richard?
Yes, I can see it.
It's amazing, isn't it? It just pulls up the test. Of course, it will pull up complex tests, but right now I'm showing you the simple test. Why? Short of time. We are trying to cover, everything in almost half an hour only. Okay, so now this is a test method, and you can even go and do your research hypothesis, because it already is telling you the rubric by which your research hypothesis must be based on. Again, rushing through time, we will skip this. We can look at others which already have, and the research aim. What is the research aim? Your research objectives, and you can type in your research. I'll show you in others which we have already done, and we can come back to the test selection. And if you say that, yeah, I'm happy with this test, because you can modify it, maybe you would like to try some other test. So finally, when you're happy, you can assign the applet to the project flow. And when you have done that, now you can select the sampling plan. So edit, what kind of sampling plan is available to you? Is it probability sampling, purposive sampling, non-probability sampling? Suppose you choose non-probability sampling. Is it quota sampling, snowball, or convenience? Let's say it's convenience sampling. There we are. Can you imagine? All of this can be done in a few clicks, maybe half an hour, maybe one hour, maybe one day, even maybe 1 week. But look at the amount of work that can be done. Okay, let's now then, you save it and you proceed. So we will then go back to our research question. Here, our research questions have already been done before, and you can see all of these. What it will do is, it will put the test in the project flow. So where is the project flow? Come back to the project flow, and you can see that the new test has been put here. Of course, you can move it anywhere you want. But right now, we are not going to use this. So let's ignore this. And here are sample. For example, you have to do a t-test. So here's the t-test. You put in the data. You put in your data. Of course, you can put in a lot more data. And then when you do the test, you see, it does the test straight away. And the conclusion from here, and it from all of these tests. So you've got many tests. So let's look at, you can also do qualitative analysis. Last 2 weeks, I went through quite detail on this qualitative test, where you can have the excerpts collection. Excerpts collection can come from questionnaire data, from interview data, from text, anything at all, okay? Different documents can be uploaded, and you can conduct the similar kind of test, similar kind of excerpts collection. So here, for example, from a questionnaire, okay? People responded to the questionnaire, so very easy. We can look at the questionnaire and take all the excerpts. You see here, it's already uploading the questionnaire. So very easy to see who said what. And from here, you can extract your excerpts. Same idea. So now let's come out of this, and from this type of analysis, we can go to the excerpt details. These are all the excerpts details. And from each of the studies, the questionnaire, survey, and so on, focus group. And from here we create the codes. In literature review, you do it in the mind map. But here we start with the codes. We put the codes, and this code collection, you can see that what are all the comments about family? What are all the comments about faith? What are all the comments about education and so on? So you can get all of this very easily. Even commercial software is not so easy to use. You couldn't learn it in half an hour for sure. So now we have the code collection. Then finally we come up to the concept setup. From the codes, we select different codes and assign to the concept. Same idea. And the concepts are assigned to the category. Now, once you have done that, you simply click on the code map and it generates the code map like this. And same like the literature review, you can go to the editor and you can click on any of the codes, and when you click on the edit button, it automatically pulls up all the excerpts. Why? Then when you are typing something about the code mother, you can see that these are all that everyone talked about. And from reading this, you can now do the same thing as I showed you. You can copy this, go to paraphrase, and take the paraphrase, come back, and you can paste here. What could be easier? I have dozens of students who are almost going to submit the paper of thesis, then only worry about plagiarism. Terrible, 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 terrible. But here, from every step, every code, everything in the editor, you already paraphrase. You can also put the reference there. I think it's the same concept. I forgot to show you. You see, citation is available here. So if it comes from a particular citation and you want to put the citation, you just go to click citation and then same thing is appearing here. So you can put that, Raymond and McCandless. Okay, so let me cancel this. I leave this. So forget about plagiarism. Plagiarism is a thing of the past. Not only that, when you use Quillbot, your spelling has been checked, your grammar has been checked, and your plagiarism has been checked. What are you worried about now? What would you have to worry? You better worry about the content, which is what Asteroid is very good at doing. And also, we can have the graph, how many comments on the family, how many on environment, and then the concept. We have 4 concepts in the mind map, in the code map. So how many excerpts are there according to each, and how many are there in the category level. So naturally, you must put more emphasis on the national category compared to the traditional category, because here you have 17 excerpts altogether, but here you have 20. Okay, so that means you have to focus more on the categories. Okay, so that's it. So also you can have a conceptual map which shows all the information, how your codes are arranged, and also how your literature map. Where did you get the information? Where did you get the information on mother? Okay, this article on language and social distancing, you got it from A. Carrick and McDavid, and community on Bellavendrum and Carrick, and so on and so on. And you can build this automatically. So there we have the qualitative analysis. Now from all of these in the row here, then you come to the research finding. Now in the research finding, you can see that it will compile all the research findings together, and It's a crash course. Huh? You should imagine that if we can cover so much in the crash course, how much more detail in the in the formal course. So you can see all these are here, and the last one just now we did, no data is available. And if you go back to the conclusion, if you go to this conclusion, you will see that it tells you very clearly no data available for the last case, okay, which just now I entered as an example. So this no data, so it's showing a work in progress. However, the last research question was only for showing you. So I go back and I want to delete it. So I go back here, this is the one, I delete this. So first of all, I delete the applet, the data in the applet, and secondly, I delete the applet itself. So it says everything will be deleted. Okay. Now I go back to conclusion. And what do we see? Research conclusion. You see, it shows that you have successfully answered all the research questions, and you can see here what was your objective, the aim. I want to show this, and aim is mentioned together with the result, because at the conclusion you must be able to demonstrate that all the aims have been achieved, and we have achieved. When you achieve, it gives a tick sign. If you didn't achieve, it will give you a cross sign. If no data, it will give the exclamation mark. So now you can see that you have successfully completed this, and so you can now proceed to the dossier, this one. You can also keep track of all your appendices in here. And once you have done this, you can go to the contribution, for example. Now, what are your contribution? So in the contribution, again, Asterite automatically shows you the results of your contribution. Then you can write some text, right? So you have 6 studies. So it puts all the 6 and you can put in your contribution. And similarly, you can also put in your recommendation, future work, and discussion. So when you are writing your dossier, let's say this is my dossier. Dossier means the final document for your thesis. So in the dossier, so at the appropriate point, let's say you're writing, okay, let's say like recommendation here. So when you come to the recommendation, and I click on recommendation, I click new recommendation. Now, look, select contribution. Research question 1, and you see, it is putting the research contribution 1. Okay, so in this way, it's very easy for us to work, and you can do this. And if you don't know what to write, you can go to Phrasebook and you want to write something about, let's say, you can search through what you want to write. Okay, future work. Okay, future work. So you want to write about future work, then so you can go here and choose this Phrasebook, and you go here and you can see that future research should consider the potential effect of, you must type something here more carefully. For example, okay, you don't like this, fine, doesn't matter. It's giving you ideas. Okay, this assumption might not be addressed in future studies. Okay, or future research on this, on, you add something, you add your things, dot 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 lah. Okay, dashes might extend the explanation of, you can put in your idea. So this Phrasebook is also there. You see, so all these are readily available. So you have citations, you have Phrasebook, you have all these recommendations and future work, conclusion. All of these are brought in a very convenient way for you. So finally, you can close this, and we leave because I don't want to save that. And we didn't put any recommendation. So in the dossier, we go back to this. So you can see that document that is being used, and in the dossier, you can go along each one of these. And also, a very interesting thing that we have, let's say for example here, problem definition. If you don't know how to write a problem definition, you can use the nursery. This nursery already put in, and you see, now I just edit. So what this nursery does is, it tells you, okay, if you want to put in something about problem definition, then your problem definition must have a claim, some data to prove it, some qualifier, a warrant, a backing, and a rebuttal. So then here is the reason what you have to do, and here is an example. So you read the example and you give your parallel idea. You read on the left and put your parallel idea, and so on. So when you follow your examples with the previous sample and you put in the details, then it combines all your text, and when you close it, it will give you a problem definition that is 95% what should be in a problem definition. Can you see? And what are the things that, other things that are available? So let's say I click on abstract. I don't want to do abstract, but I want to show you what is available in the nursery. Can you see what is available? These are all the definitions. For example, problem definition, must have statement, but, reality, consequence, research. So, and then so many examples, different types of problem definition. And you can put all of this. So if you write a summary, what should be in a summary? Okay. So then you have this. If you write significance, let's say for example here, significance, what should you have in a significance statement? You must have all of this. So if I click add topic, now what you have to do is, so now why is this work important? So you explain to you why this work is important. And then here is a previous example. Now you put your example here. You must put according to your area. You see how conveniently it is giving you a parallel example. So when you are done, you can save this. So right now it's empty, but let me just just copy back this one, just for sample. Okay, I copy this and I put it here and I save it. And you can also have citations here. So close, and now when I close this, it will build up the particular, I think it was problem definition that we wanted to do. Okay, so in this way, we have such a beautiful way of doing this document, and this is for the dossier. So let's just say we got this, and finally you can now go to the reports, and I want to bring this to Word. So I bring this to Word. Right. So here's the one-page view on my right. View, I don't want ruler. Okay. So this is the document, right? Okay, this is the document, and you can see how clearly it is doing it. Wow. And this is not just any text editor. This text editor has a outline. Most people cannot do outline. Supervisors say, oh, no, this one you should discuss before, that one must come here. How can you put this before that? That one must be discussed in chapter 1. This one should go to chapter 2. Wow, student is crying. But in this way, very easy. Suppose your examiner says that, can you put the research aims before the thesis statement? Just drag and drop. Done. It's done. Then you say, no. It should be the other way around. Okay, put it back. How easy. And not only that, you see, it's dynamic. If I click research objectives, it goes to research objectives. If I click research design, it goes to research design. It's not just text editor. It is a full-fledged document with all the things. And finally, I would like to show you one more thing, and then we can summarize. You go here, and let's just suppose, now you go here, and I go to references, I go to table of contents, and I want a table of contents. So, look, guys, who can do this for you? Okay, that's my presentation for now.
For more information, see our other videos on research and thesis writing following your interests. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.